Hi Leos, welcome to your July 2017 readings. These are your monthly readings. They're a little bit different than the mid-month readings. I try to cover relationships, home, and work. Relationships come in all forms: siblings, parents, spouses. So you're gonna have to take it and apply it to where you see fit for yourself. My energies are a little bit different than most readers, but that's okay. That's just my ability, and every reader is different, right? So you gotta find the ones that resonate with you. Oh wow, those two cards just flip, and I think Gemini just got those. Gemini and Virgo. No, Sag. Maybe it was Pisces. I don't know. I should just not say anything. Gemini did have this in the center, though, of theirs. I do remember that. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. You guys had the Three of Swords too, I believe, last month. We have the Six of Cups. So we have the Hermit. We have the Ten of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Page of Wands. It seems to be like the same cards popping out a lot for people. Alright. Usually I find when I do these readings, there is, generally speaking, themes that keep popping through for the months, though. Only for specific signs, though. So those might be people that are that have similar, that are going to be watching those other videos, I guess. Okay, so you guys, you had this Three of Swords last month and the month before. So Leos, with the Three of Swords, okay, there's something that you guys aren't letting go from the past. And you really need to, okay, Leos, here's the thing with Leos, okay, they can hold on to things, and the only person it's going to hurt is yourself if you're holding on to things, okay? But this seems to be at work, okay? So at work you can get betrayed by somebody. There's the Seven of Cups here. We got illusions. The Seven of Wands, the Knave of Wands. It could be somebody younger than you. But this is also hurtful messages could be coming towards you at work, okay? And what it's saying with the Hermit is just to avoid it. You got to stand true to yourself, okay? Keep doing you. It could be a betrayal at work, though, okay? Rumors. Don't get involved in rumors. We went over this before. So for those of you at school even, don't be talking with your friends about other people, because that can come back and really hurt you and bite you in the butt. What we have coming through in relationships is, sorry, I move around a lot. Okay, relationships come in all forms, okay? And what I see here is you have the Hermit here, the Six of Cups, okay? The Hermit is Virgo, and generally speaking, okay, what I'm getting is there is some sort of, okay, this could be somebody from your past that comes back, and it can reignite this heartbreak, you know what I mean? And you're not letting the past go, and there's supposed to be a new beginning with them, but you've got these boundaries and you're just putting them up. Or this could be a past life connection. Past life connections usually happen between Virgos. And when I say past life connections, I haven't quite figured out yet. I got the Aquarius and the Virgo in me, so it's life is just, in Sag Sun with the Sag Mercury, life is just one big experiment to me where I haven't quite figured out yet with the past life connections with Virgo, if it's a Virgo past. I know for sure Virgo and Virgo is a past life connection. If you come in contact with a Virgo, I'm not sure if that's considered a past life connection yet. Give me some time to to think about that. But I have noticed that, like with Virgo and Virgo, when I say past life connection, okay, that doesn't mean that, okay, you're gonna marry that person, or you were past lovers, you could have been in another life, you know what I mean? When I say past life connections with Virgo, it's like when a Virgo comes in contact with another Virgo, there's always a past life connection. They were meant to meet at some point and come into contact for various reasons, to help each other out for growth and protection. Usually it's been protection, what I've seen. All the Virgo, I used to be a tin basher, which is like sheet metal. I worked with sheet metal. I did a lot of soldering, welding, worked customs, did that for like 10 years in a shop, all guys. And the people that protected me were Virgos, were always Virgos, right? It was almost like I always had I got a Virgo rising. So it was like, and then any other job I got after that, it was like a Virgo always had something to do with it. Like with Virgo and Virgo, it's like you're meant to meet and then like learn, or they're meant to give you knowledge or some sort of, because I'm getting gifts too. It's like some sort of gift you're given through a Virgo contact with Virgo on Virgo. So if there's a past life connection happening, okay, it might be with a Virgo. Okay, you would both have to have Virgo in your chart, though, I'm pretty sure. But like if it's a past life connection, I'm feeling like it's like this heartbreak. Okay, so it's somebody that you had heartbreak with in the past, and it's coming back, or they're coming back. Or it's like you haven't let go of the past heartbreak yet, okay? And that's and like you're holding it in, like the Hermit. Like you could be indoors a lot. Okay, but definitely at work, what I'm getting is watch your surroundings, okay? Because there's something hidden about you. Yeah, you can emotionally be taken advantage of at work. Make sure your emotions don't get off balanced at work too. For relationships, okay, with the past life connection, what I'm seeing is like, okay, the past. When I say things, you like. First of all, I have a Sag Sun with the Sag Mercury, so that means that things don't. As I'm doing this, my Virgo rising is going to leave, and the Sag is going to come out, and my Virgo rising is panicking about that. It's just like, oh God. Because the Sag Sun and the Sag Mercury makes me live like 24 hours. Like there's no filter. It just shoots out. So sometimes my thinking process will happen out loud. So you're going to have to bear with me, and I'll be just as shocked as you guys as it's happening. So with the past life connection, what I'm seeing is in your relationships, okay, you got to let go of what happened in the past, okay? What happened in the past was in the past. For those of you that have been married for a long time, you could be holding on to quite a bit that's happened in the past, okay? You got these walls up. You got to let them down, okay? With the Six of Cups, it's talking about getting back in touch, okay? Think about when you guys first got together, and then think about small gestures that you can do that can remind your partner of that. You got to re-spark it, okay? You got to re-spark the romance. It's what it's saying. Okay, so like watching the first movie that you guys ever had, trying to recreate that in your living room. You don't have to go out, you know, like if you were at a restaurant and it's closed, we'll try to recreate that dish that you guys first had and try to make your living room or your table to look like the environment that it was. Okay, this is like romantic gestures, okay? Some of you guys, I'm not going to lie, you have, your wife is experiencing menopause, so that's hard to handle. And you're just going to have to be patient with her. Maybe do some research yourself on like all natural remedies that could, like teas and stuff like that could like help calm the mood swings down. That could really benefit you guys. And then maybe like try making those teas for her and things like that, you know? You're going to have to be patient with her. I mean, it's not like women ask for that, you know what I mean? Like, if we had the choice, then I'm sure it's not something I'm looking forward to. Okay, so what it's saying here, you guys, I just pulled the Two of Cups. Okay, and so this is saying like you can't act like everything's okay when it's not okay. Like you got to put the work in. That means like working on letting go of things, even when, with your siblings, with your family members, and with your spouses. This is letting go of what happened. It's like forgiveness is needed. towards yourself and towards others. I do feel like some of you guys are getting gifts though from family members and stuff like that, or praised even. At home, there's like this new beginning, and it might be, it's a transitional phase, I feel like, for some of you guys, right? Like, or some of you guys are concerned about transitioning. But at work, don't get too over emotional. What I got coming through for home is, okay, you guys, there's arguments, all right? Leos, like, we got the 5 of Wands here, okay? So if there's something you want, you need to express it, okay? You need to tell the other person that, like, you need to sit down and talk about those things. You can't avoid issues at home, right? But what's coming in, we got, like, this 10 of Cups with the Hermit. So, I mean, like, and the 6 of Cups. I really feel like, okay, you guys, with your partners, you really have to get the intimacy back, the romance back. You know, the holding hands, doing small gestures across the street, making a date night, you know, because there's been this separation. I feel like this, like, mental separation between all of you guys. Like, could even be eating at separate times. You guys, there needs to be more connection happening, right? At home, like, this could be with family members and stuff too, celebrating with your whole family. Like, even if you're younger, okay, like, if you're in your 20s, this could mean, like, going back home, seeing your parents or your grandparents. I always advise, okay, if your grandparents are around, to every now and then make it a point, once every 2 weeks or once a month, to go see them and to talk to them, even to call them, you know, just to say, I know, like, some people think it's a nuisance, you know, they got to hear stories and stuff like that, but there's knowledge and wisdom with those, with them. And a lot of people, like, in today's society too, especially, we get, we're so, like, material oriented, and self-gratification needs to be instant, you know, like, we need instant gratification, that we're forgetting about our heritages, or, like, our family, where we came from, our morals, our values, you know, and we also forget what a blessing it is to still have those people around, and the limited amount of time that we have. So it's, like, really appreciating that and valuing it, you know, like, I volunteer occasionally for a retirement home, and, like, it's quite sad that they all have family around and none of them come to visit them. It's like they just get forgotten about. And I mean, like, they gave life and they brought you up, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta, like, and people don't realize what they have until it's gone, right? So that, like family bonding is coming through, getting your whole family together, like multiple generations I'm seeing. Your children are going to make you quite happy. We got the Page of Wands here, and the Page of Wands is young. So you could have a young fire sign child, or a very extroverted child, very happy-go-lucky. He probably needs to get into soccer. I would recommend soccer. Football is kind of like stop-go. It's a little too aggressive. Like, soccer is a sport where, like, I'm seeing, like, him being able to run out his energy, and I think he'll be quite good at it. And I'm getting a he. It could be a she. She could be quite good at soccer too. But I'm seeing children being more involved in sports. Could even get an award or something for a sport. You might be quite proud of them. Okay, so what not to do at home, Leo, is you can't fight the changes. If there's changes happen, you need to adapt, okay? This is also taming that inner beast. You know, okay, Leos, we have a lot of pride. We got a lot of courage, okay? We got to recognize that that's not everybody else's skill, okay? Like, not everybody else has our standards too, okay? Like, Leo's got high standards, okay? Like, and not everybody can reach those standards. So sometimes lowering your expectations and understanding that in love, okay, love is the one of the most complex languages. Love comes in many forms. And many different languages. Not everybody speaks the same language in love, okay? So what you feel, how you should be loved and how you show love is not necessarily the way the other person that you know is going to be able to do that, because that's not the way that they were brought up or showing it, right? Like, it's nurture nature, right? Like, that has a lot to do, 50-50, with the way that we handle things and the way that we react, okay? So you got to be respectful, to the other people. This is also like avoiding, like it's fighting, all right? Not letting your passions get carried away. Five of Wands is a more playful energy, right? But this is talking about like butting heads. I'm seeing butting heads, okay? And for some of you Leos, you could have came from your family members, like when you grew up, there could have been a lot of arguments and a lot of fighting, and that's just how you, like, that's what you learned to do to express your love, okay? And you should be able to express it from a more nurturing side, okay? This is talking about actually expressing who you are, you know, like, sorry, I'm just trying to adjust the contrast here. Oh, whatever, it works. You gotta tame your passions, though. Because we got the snake in the card, right? So you can bite, right? Like, and when you bite, there's venom that comes out with the snake, right? And it can be toxic. It can hurt the person, and then they can hold on, right? And then you get the cycle of spite that starts happening, right? Where you're punishing a person for a mistake that they made, okay? And if that's the case, well, they made a mistake, and mistakes are allowed to be made. That's how we learn, right? Like, that's how you learn. You don't learn without making a mistake. So we got to be respectful towards that, right? We got to be understanding towards that. They didn't know any better at the time. Now they do. So you can let it go. You know what I mean? Or vice versa. You know what I mean? If you've made a mistake, that's okay. Let it go. Don't be so hard on yourself. Leos are very hard on themselves, okay? Okay, so we got the King of Swords coming in. So again, this is about communication, okay? Like, you've been through a lot of battles. You could see it. This guy's got a lot of, like, it looks like blood, like he's just chopped somebody to bits, right? But this guy is like royalty too, right? Like, cause he's a warrior, right? And you don't become a warrior unless you've made it through the battles, right? Like, cause you die in the battles if you're not a warrior. Only the strong survive, right? Like, so, like, you're already strong, all right? So, like, you've already won the, okay? Like, this is the difference between fighting a war and a battle, okay? So if you're, like, we don't need battles, all right? And wars are a last resort. War is an absolute last resort. It's only done in order to protect, right? But, like, you have to use other avenues to prevent a war, okay? So this is what the cards are saying at home. You need to be using other avenues rather than this combative fighting energy, right? Like, there needs to be better avenues. So whether that means that going to couple therapy, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. If you got to do that to get healthy, then that's what you got to do. There's nothing wrong with being healthy, you know, like, or having a better life. Like, I would much rather go to talk to a therapist or a counselor with us if I was married with a partner, if I was having problems, to fix it. Why would I want to suffer? You know what I mean? Like, misery loves company, right? So if it's not you that's the one doing it and it's your partner, okay, well then maybe you need to suck it up and go to couples therapy just for them, because they won't do it alone. You know what I mean? It's not going to hurt you to help push that person forward. You know what I mean? If you love the person, then you're going to do what's necessary. You know, like, somebody's coming back from a trip, though. This Three of Swords, you could be quite sad because maybe, like, even a spouse or your loved one, child, somebody, they live at a distance from you, over waters, it's overseas, so there's like the separation, but I feel like you're going to be reunited at some point. They're going to come back. There's hope, renewal. This is sitting on the Six of Cups. I feel like it's gifts you guys are going to be given or getting, you know, like, very family oriented, I'm seeing. Is a sense of childhood issues still stemming with you guys, okay? So, like, if your parents argued again, it's coming back to that's how you express love, okay? Like, that's okay. Now you know it. Now you can correct it, right? Like, there's a sense here of the way that you express love. You need to be able to show it, right? But you can't avoid and pretend things are okay, or, like, point the finger at one person when, you know, there's two parties involved, right? Like, You got to work at your relationship. It's just like a job, all right? If you want to be successful at work, well, then you got to really work. You know what I mean? You put the time, the effort in, you put the energy in. If there's errors at work, you got to correct them, right? At work, they don't allow you to get away with it. You can't send, at work, you can't send something out if it's not done proper. If you're making a product and it's not done proper, you can't send it out, right? Like, so it's the same concept in your relationships. It involves work. If it's not proper, well, then you can't just avoid it because it's not going to get fixed, right? Like, you got to fix the issues. And don't be afraid to take your walls down a bit, okay? Like, being romantic with your partner is really, like, important. If you got a projector, you can even put a sheet outside in your backyard, you know what I mean? This is even like gardening with your wife, or if you're a husband and wife, gardening together, helping your wife. Because gardening can be quite hard on the back and stuff too, you know what I mean? Could even be like making a small gesture and building a little garden, or if you live on a balcony, a little rack to hold plants if your wife likes to garden or your girlfriend likes to garden, making something for them. If you're not verbally able to express your love, you know, there's other ways of expressing it, and gifts, of getting forms of gifts, you know. And your partner shouldn't need diamonds and pearls as gifts, you know what I mean? Because that's materialistic, right? And the best things in life are the things that you can't put a price tag on, right? Like, they have no value because the memory is the value, right? Like, if you have young kids, then this is like, if you're a husband and you got young kids, well, get your kids together to make some sort of gift for your wife, or craft for the wife, you know, like a little birdhouse or something like that. You supervise the kids and help them, you know. It's showing them creativity and teaching them a new skill even, you know, like. But don't, what's done is done, you guys, okay? If you want this 10 of Cups, then it's like I said with the job, you got to put the work and the effort in, right? You can't send something out that's bad, right? Like, okay, you guys, that's all I'm getting for now, and I will talk to you next month. Ciao for now, or mid-month. Ciao for now.